They're always trying the unexpected, and as I said before the start of the game, Mason Leno's been terrific form, and that spine of Jowett.
Well, Max Jowett, whose boot was legendary, of course, last season in his record-breaking season, but he's put that straight out of play. So give Leigh a penalty back on the halfway line.
I was almost stopping, giving him some credit, but that spine of Jowett, Leno and Liam Horde has been particularly fruitful for Wakefield, but that's a mistake early on in the game.
So instead of carting the ball out from very close to their own goal line, Leigh have a chance straight away to build a bit of pressure inside their opponent's half. The tap is by Hanley. There's 2 balls on the field, so they'll have to go back and do it again. Daryl Powell taking his position in the stands. Michael Shenton alongside him, of course, assistant, one of the assistants here. And Leigh with tackle 1, first time they've got ball in hand, find themselves with an opportunity to really build here. Here's Frankie Holton taking the attentions of 3 defenders. Ipape dashing up at dummy half. Liu with a pass away. McNamara is on as well, but Trout is going to be caught in possession, but they're edging closer. Liu, a little hold up, but Mulhern is going no further than that. They've still got a couple of tackles in the bag here. Lamb taking it deep. Little step by the fullback Armstrong, but 360 degrees turned. Same outcome found. The tackle, Ipape, which takes a bit of a ping and a bobble around, is kicked out of play by Matty Russell. So they'll get another set here, Leigh. All things being equal, it's a drop out underneath the sticks.
It's a nice kick, isn't it? Delicate kick into the in goal, forcing Wakefield to just toe it off the island, but really noticeable early on. Leigh Leopards through Frankie Holton and Trout targeting those halfbacks, Truman and Leno. Truman and Leno are going to have to muscle up and get themselves in front of those big bodies.
Well, they've gone short, and it's not that short, but Johnstone very nearly got there, but he hasn't managed to bring it in, and Keenan Brown will have it back here for Leigh. What a chance they have now.
It's always a big gamble, hasn't it? Short.
Or for Hengawi. We've seen it more and more this season, haven't we? That short dropout. I think the odds are still stacked against you. McNamara with a step. It's going to be a Pape up at dummy half and switching it back. Not the best of passes from him. Lamb collects. Armstrong trying a bit of footwork on, but just finding the bruising shoulders. And hang on, we've got
Josh Griffin's down in back play.
Doctor's on the field, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on the floor at that previous play. The ball. Vastly experienced Josh Griffin, plying his trade in the second row at the back end of his career. Yeah, I don't know whether he clashes heads or catches the shoulder.
We're just telling him if you stay on, you get a green card here. What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
It looked like the head of McNamara hit Josh Griffin around about the face, jaw.
Green card.
And he's having a green card, yeah.
If he'd have gone off, they could have brought someone on, but they didn't want to put the sub on at this stage. Not for that. So he'll have to spend 2 minutes on the sidelines because the game stopped because of the injury and because he hasn't had to go off. Those are the rules of the game, of course. Ipape picks up from dummy half and Liu out. Wakefield for the moment down to 12 players as Trout tries to take it in. Trout held down, just about 5 away. Ipape steps up now. Liu running into that little bit of a swell in the Wakefield defensive line. Another set of 6, it was the last, but it's another set here, and Ipape out of dummy half will just test the resolve and the concentration. Penalty right in front of the sticks. Now, do they kick here? Or do they tap and go?
I think you keep going, especially with Josh Griffin off the field.
Yeah. And Wakefield have not had their hands on the ball yet, have they?
No.
3.5 minutes play. So this is really taking something out of their energy levels at the moment. Offengawe put down inside of the line. Ipape spinning it back to the middle. McNamara now. Here comes Lamb. The angle is run, but Trout is going to be dragged down. Very, very close. Still so many tackles left. It's Armstrong who does find a way through. Referee and touch judge in harness, and the referee will point, and the try is scored. So Leigh are up and running in the opening stages of this game. Armstrong the scorer, and Wakefield have yet to touch the ball.
Absolutely, that's just sheer weight of possession in favour of this Leigh side. And they're going to challenge it. It looks like the fullback has taken a knock. David Armstrong just limping. Is it shoulder? Yeah, it all came back from that dropout. As we said, there's such a high risk to reward factor for that. Early on in the game, Wakefield Trinity took the gamble, and as he puts this ball down, you can see his left arm is outstretched. I wouldn't be surprised if that's gone a little bit further than it should do, and you can see physio and player, there's an awkward anguish on the face of David Armstrong.
It's a concern for Leigh, but would be less of a concern if Bailey Hodgson, more of a concern I should say, if Bailey Hodgson wasn't on the bench.
Yeah.
If Armstrong has to go off, they've got what we've seen in recent weeks, a very, very capable replacement in Bailey Hodgson.
Yeah, such an elusive player, makes good meters on kick return, Bailey Hodgson, but the preferred fullback is David Armstrong, and you can see just with the way he's holding that left arm up with the right, something's not right.
So McNamara looking to add the two. It was a very good performance against Huddersfield a couple of weeks ago, and he's looking to start this today with a success, but he's put it wide. But it is 4-0 that Leigh lead.
Absolutely, they have not touched the ball, Wakefield. Kicked out on the full from the kickoff. That risky dropout ultimately gave possession and field position to their opposition, and that may come at some cost.
Well, disappointing from Daryl Power's point of view in these early stages, but he knows there's a long, long time to go.
There was loads of contributing factors. Josh Griffin going off. Those couple of mistakes with kicks, so they can almost mentally say, right, put that to one side now. Forget about that, let's start again.
Pappy again out there as all the ball's gone behind Trout. That's a miscommunication. Armstrong, who looks as though he's recovered, is able to pick things up, and Amila Hanley can pick a path just, well, I was going to say a few yards downfield. In fact, he's gone a long way downfield, but then he's lost the ball. And the referees decided it wasn't a ball steal, it was a knock-on. Nothing Leigh can do about that in terms of appealing for a challenge, because no decision was taken as such. So Wakefield with an opportunity here. Lino just drops it back on the inside, and Croft will find himself on the 10-metre line when he's tackled. Here's Hood now. McMeekan was alongside him, but it goes across to Lino.
Nice work.
Pinned by a Pape.
Nice work from the inside from Mob Mulhern, taking time away from Mason Lino.
Here's Hood.
Joe, you've got to stay.
Jay Pitts, very much a stalwart in the last few years, isn't he, of this Wakefield side. Hood again. Lino into Truman, and Jowett's joining in. The pass wasn't the best. Russell did well to pick it up and has done equally well to knock it back on the inside. And it's caught by Frankie Holton, but he then is dragged out of play. So Wakefield somehow create a miracle there to get the ball back here.
Well, that's a good reactions. They tried to find some space on the edge, and when Russell gets the ball, there's absolutely no space for him to work. Frankie Holton think he's secured possession, but wonderful reactions from Wakefield.
Joe, you're 10 metres, come on. David!
So another set, back-to-back at this end, after several back-to-backs at the other.
Frankie, hit your line!
It's a scene setter by Vangana.
Move, get on this line
Hood
now and stay. Hold.
joining in. Pitts to his left, goes behind him on the dummy run. Truman helps it along the way as well. Crash, bang, wallop, provided by Griffin. Going no further. Slipped away. Truman once more. Lino now putting on the pace a little bit. There's a reach from Jowett, and he tricks his way through. Dummy thrown. Two waiting on the outside, but Jowett's deciding he doesn't need any help, and Wakefield are back level again within the blink of an eye.
They're so good at that, Wakefield. From the right field position, they've got players in motion going into the spaces, and they stripped some numbers from Leigh Leopards, who are doing their level best to defend that goal line. But Jowett sums that up perfectly. Max Jowett with two players outside him. Starts with those two half-backs, Truman, Lino. Give an early pass to Jowett. Isn't he a great player?
I mean, he filled his boots last year, didn't he? What was it, 500 points? Record-breaking 500 points, passing Neil Fox's record. Well, not quite as prolific this year. You wouldn't expect that to be the case, but that is his 9th try in all competitions, and this will be his, if he goes over, 41st goal. So he's racking up a good few, isn't he?
And up until round 12, he was leading the league in points scored, so he can certainly contribute on the scoreboard. His communication at the back is where I think his great strength is, particularly where they're defending Wakefield. Fullback is so important in the modern game. You've got to be good on attack and defence.
It's a warm day, a warm one in Wakefield. Is that a good day for rhubarb? I'm not sure. In the heart of the rhubarb triangle.
Disgusting. Hate rhubarb.
We don't say that too loud around here, Barry.
Yeah.
Here comes Jowett rolling in, starts it right with a drift back towards the middle, and when it finally finds a target, it's exactly where it needs to be. And 6 points to 4 is the lead for Wakefield.
Well, Darryl Powell will acknowledge that in the first 5 minutes, without touching the ball, his side were put under pressure, and as soon as they got down this end of the field, they had a couple of goals, didn't they? On the second attempt, execution perfect from Jowett.
Well, we got the impression that today was going to be a good game, a lively game, a game with plenty of points and incidents, and the way it started, it's exactly that. These two, I'm still with probably Leigh's is the more realistic grand final ambition, but don't write Wakefield off from that as well.
I think they're very early in the journey, aren't they? Of course, they were down in the division below, and if there is a blueprint for how promoted teams should carry themselves, Leigh Leopards are certainly that.
There's Matt Meeker just brushing off all comers in the first instance. Yeah, I think if you Pitts puts it back to Truman. Here comes Jowett involved again, and flying well is Ollie Pratt, young player who we've enjoyed watching this season, but Leigh have enjoyed dragging. Oh, it's a penalty. Ball carrying arm was on the floor.
A bit too eager defending. I think it's Hanley who doesn't allow Croft to get to ground. I don't think the arm touches the floor at all there.
No, it's not a penalty. It is, hand over. Leigh get it back again. I thought the referee was saying the ball-carrying arm hit the floor, but he's clearly saying it hadn't hit the floor. So
you see that a lot nowadays. Anybody that gets tackled this side of the 10-metre line towards the touch line, they're being dragged into touch.
Tessinu gets up and plays, and here comes McIntosh. Some more good strides made. Ipape just springing out there. Mulhern brings it back on an angle, trying to roll beyond those advancing defenders. Ipape again, and Liu. McNamara finds himself under the watchful gaze of Truman, so can't do much with ball in hand. Ipape again. Mulhern to Lamb, and now Trout, and he's looking for the offload as well, but Truman's working hard up top to make sure that that is not an option. McNamara puts a kick up on the last. Jowett underneath it. There's a few chasers there, but Jowett, I think, has done well. He has the ball back.
A good set ball in hand from Leigh. All the tricks on shore there. You can see Wakefield.
Oh, here's Johnstone is doing well.
Another player that can evade, and obviously he's got that try-scoring ability and plenty of pace too.
Russell still got plenty of bustle, hasn't he? He's had a career that's taken him here, there and everywhere, with plenty of success down the years at various clubs. Hood, Pitts, and Truman right into the line, and this offers a threat here. Jowett with another dummy, but not bored on that occasion. 1 to go. Scooped back to Mason Lino, who just puts... That's a big boot on that, but Armstrong's recovered well. And we know what he can do from that position, but not on that occasion. Corey Hall across to make the tackle.
The thing I like about David Armstrong is he's straight on the advantage line, looking to make meters. It's a good tackle on it. Tessie knew.
That's better, Jack.
It is a hot one. I don't know if we mentioned this, but it is a hot one today.
Release Jay.
Oh yeah, we did, because we talked about rhubarb, didn't we? So let's not keep going on about the hot weather. This is a good carry from Robbie Mulhern, who puts Lee on the front foot inside the opponent's half, and Ipape's in a bit of a gap there and tries to spring to it, and the pace and then the strength gets him the extra yards, and Holton's on the end of that. But there was the magic of Edwin Ipape. It's with Lamb, and New with the kick, bounces around and is going to be collected by Croft, I think it is, underneath all that. Wakefield have it back.
A poor end to that set of 6. Wonderful carry from Rob Mulhern, offside at the play the ball from Lee. Discipline has to be good on a hot day. You have to make the most of your time in possession, and when it's your turn to defend, do it with discipline. Yeah, just going back to the carry from Rob Mulhern, if he carries on the front foot, he finds some space, then Edwin Ipape will do that all day. Big day for Rob Mulhern, who began his journey as a pro rugby player at Wakefield. He played for the scholarship here as a 15-year-old and grew up just down the road.
Corey Hall with a tap and go to put Wakefield on their way. Hood. Lino back to Pitts, and Pitts crabbing across, but he's sought out and hit by Trout. They've lost a yard or two. Truman in that acting half position on that occasion. Here's Griffin. 3 gone, 3 to go. Truman again. McMeekan. Remember those two being involved in England's World Cup, was it? No, it was Great Britain's tour a few years back. Truman and McMeekan. Lino and Truman now. And Croft is trying to get it clear, but there's some work being done by Tessie New. 1 play to go. Oh, and that's a bit of trickery from Hood, but he goes no further. Defence covering across well enough. Lee get it back, but in a rather disadvantageous position.
Well, that is Liam Hood's trick. At 33 years of age, every time he's played, he's done at least a couple of them. Not always from that far out, but you have to be on your mettle when you're defending near your goal line when Liam Hood's around. Powerful player again.
Armstrong. Hanley.
2. Move together. Find me, Wakey.
It's a good even game, this, isn't it? Yes. 16 minutes, there's nothing between. Apart from that opening 5 minutes where Wakefield didn't touch it.
Penalty given away. Penalty given away. We talk about the indiscipline at one end, but now it's indiscipline at the other, which has given Lee a leg up. Too much going on. Well, I think there was a drop there, wasn't there? A flop after the tackle had been completed by Vangenau. Yeah, you cast. I mean, before the week began, you cast your eyes down the fixtures, and this one was one of those that stood out as I'm not sure who's going to win that.
No.
Ipape.
There was a call for a penalty there, Owen Trout. I think he helped himself and tried to force the hand of the ref, and well done to Jack Smith, who said no, play on.
Off Hangawe. Well, they're travelling with some intent at the moment. Ipape and a penalty. Penalty for Lee.
We can't play on from the play of the ball because you're in the ruck. Yeah, but we can't play on from the play of the ball.
Choice again here, maybe kick a goal or maybe carry on running.
Yeah, I think they'd go for goal here with 17, 18 minutes on the clock.
You go for 2.
Yeah.
And it's just that dominance at the play of the ball. Forwards finding the front. That's the reason Wakefield Trinity are probably piling a a few more players, maybe trying to grab an extra second or two, and you're always at jeopardy of the referee taking exception to that.
So Ben McNamara given the responsibility again here of getting his side back level again. Take all the time in the world. Happy Father's Day as well, by the way, because there he is.
I was just going to say, he was at Hull KR, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, played here during a glittering, illustrious career, Steve McNamara.
So here comes McNamara, steadying himself. McNamara Jr. with McNamara Sr. looking on. Must be nice for him now, Steve. I know, not great that he's not the Catalan coach anymore, but I'm sure he's enjoying being able to sit back and actually watch his son playing, and he'll have enjoyed that because the kick's good. And it is 6 points apiece with very nearly 20 minutes played.
Yeah, it's a little red light warning sign for Wakefield unless they get better control around the play of the ball. If they try and grab that little bit of extra, the referee Jack Smith won't have any of it. And with a kicker like Ben McNamara, it could be 2-4-6.
If you need to step back though, mate. All right.
Does have a good bench at his disposal, Darryl Powell. I wonder what point he's going to start to introduce a couple of those bigger forwards.
It's a little bit better.
Fartelli, who's caught the eye on that bench, of course, amongst others. Leigh with a chance to make ground again, albeit from deep inside their own half. Only with a sway of the hips as he hits the line. Ipape stands and waits, and here comes Mulhern again. That's brilliant. That is super carry, isn't it?
And 3 defenders and 1 left on the ground. Great work, Rod Mulhern.
And on the back of that, suddenly Leigh have got again some momentum going their way, because Frankie Holton carries further than he might have expected to as well. And Ipape, well, they're making 15 metres a carry in the last 3 or 4 carries, which means that now they're on the last. It's an attacking kick, or an attacking position anyway. And Liu keeps it away. Holton pops it back. Liu coming on again. Referee shouting 5 just in case Isaac's lost count, but he's quite happy to hand the ball over there, only 5 metres away from that Wakefield line.
It looks to me like Leigh, when it gets to the back end of the set, are happy to hand the ball over. Oh, great shot from Gowett.
Here's John Stowe. Talk about the big, that sounds like KS Fartelli is about to come on as well. He's on the field.
Here he is.
First carry.
Hot day. You've got to be good with your substitutions.
Meakin. That's a comment from your mate Danny Maguire. Oh, he's kept alive here. It's Pitts who takes it across and pops it over the top, and Pratt's got a bit of room in which to run and just brushes past the shoulder of Hanley. He's still not stopped here, so he'll carry on. And that was also a terrific effort from the young centre. And now Fartelli on the swerve and the step. Across they come to try and bulldoze him to the ground, but 1 play to go. It's Wakefield now with the attacking position. Lino sticks it up there. Jowett's on the chase, but Armstrong went up so well and comes down with ball in hand.
Love it. Love the urgency from Wakefield. A couple of really big carries. And as we've mentioned, Fartelli, he lifts the team when he comes on.
Well, they're under pressure here, Leigh, aren't they?
Here and Brand trying to gain some of those metres downfield.
Oh, and that pressure is relieved by that kind of stepping effort from McIntosh, who's going to try and go the distance here, but he's just grabbed down by Jowett. That could have been something special. Leigh will carry on. Lamb puts it back to New, and Tessie New searching the middle. There's some hard work going on this time from Corey Hall, but Leigh have got a sense of glory in their nostrils at the moment. Ipape put back on the inside from McNamara. That was as sweet as you would like to see. And Armstrong on the back of it goes through the gap that was left. And Leigh have the lead again. Armstrong second of the day. But some brilliant work by McNamara in the build-up.
Such a dangerous side, Leigh, aren't they? On the counter. All started with that break from Darnell McIntosh. He was desperately trying to find his centre, Tessie knew. But Tessie knew when he got the ball. Here's the break. Darnell McIntosh, ball in two hands. Finds space. He just can't quite find the pass he needs for the try. But after a couple of chances, couple of goals with the ball, Leigh, isn't that delightful? Pape coming out, finds McNamara, who just bats it back inside to David Armstrong. Just 24 years of age, David Armstrong. So much rugby league in front of him.
Well, you get every sense that ain't going to be the last score of the day. That this is a game that could seesaw right through to the very end. Adrian Landis having a look at everything that just transpired. Sure, he'd be very happy from back to front there. Leigh fans below us. You can probably hear them. Over it goes. So 12 points to 6. Leigh now lead.
Gorgeous, isn't it, from Leigh? They don't have any time to set this up, but you can bet your bottom dollar they've worked on it, they've practiced it within the training week, ready to bring it out on an occasion like that. A little nod, a wink, a little gesture towards teammates, and they turn up in the right place.
Yeah, I had a lovely quote from a sportsman earlier today saying that if we aren't making it look easy, we've not been working hard enough. And as you say, so much work on the training ground. And the instinct as well involved in that last score. Wakefield have responded once well. They'll be looking for another quick response here, but without the ball at the moment, because Leigh have a chance to plunder position back downfield again.
There is a lot of structure within the game that we watch in 2025, but you can't beat something that's instinctive and intuitive and on the hoof.
Holton twisting the body and thinking about the offload, no doubt, but up in midair with arms all around him. Thought better about that. And here's Offahengawi. They've reached the halfway line with 5 plays gone, and on the last, Lamb will kick here.
Everyone, Isaac!
Sticks it up there. Jowett. Nice catch. Johnston's back there as well, should he need him, but Jowett decides he's going to try and go it alone, but very solid hit coming in on that occasion from Owen Trout. Here's Johnstone. Trying to rag himself free of defenders who are rushing on. Leigh's enthusiasm is good at the moment. Wakefield have got to find a way of picking their way through.
Trying to impose themselves here, Leigh.
Oh, they lost the ball. Lost the ball. Defensive efforts, big hits, physical. There's a thought here of, oh no, it's a penalty.
Yeah,
it's a penalty.
He said it's a ball steal. I think it's Offahengawi. Whilst he's trying to effect the tackle. No, is it Trout?
So the man's just come in. Joe's just in. Joe's just
in. They haven't challenged it anyway. No. The celebration from Offahengawi.
Confirmation that the Leigh players thought it was the right call by the referee. The fact that they allow it to stand.
Yeah, there it is. Silly.
Here's Griffin. Hood dashing up to dummy half. Truman again now. And Pitts with a solid effort forward. Hood comes walking across. Fatilli, a big step. that ain't impressing Edwin Ipape. Gets down and hits those thighs hard with his big rock-hard shoulder. Truman back for Pitts. But they are creeping close to that goal line again. McMeekan to Lino. It's an inside search from Fatilli. It's not far away when it comes to an end. Hood again, this is the 6. Hood back to Truman. Out it goes to Jowett, who puts the kick to that in-goal area. It is rescued by Brand. But all he does is concede a drop out underneath the sticks.
Brilliant, aren't they skillful, Wakefield Trinity? A beautiful ball from Liam Hood at 9. And with open space just behind the defensive line, Jowett just dabs it right weight, and the chase is perfect. Building pressure here, the home team.
Shot clock's on. Seems to have stuck at 9 seconds. We can see the shot clock, it's just there at 9. They've gone short, and oh, well, that was very close. Tessie New not only gets it, but offloads it as well to McIntosh. So Leigh have it back. Maybe that's the future of dropouts, just bouncing it along.
Like a P-roller.
Yeah.
He caught one there, didn't he, Darnell McIntosh?
Yeah, and
he almost gave himself away, Max Jowett. It's a difficult one when you're trying to effect a one-on-one tackle where there's a break. Yeah, there's no doubt he catches him, but yeah.
This is the moment that they rolled the dice, quite literally. It was like a dice rolling, wasn't it?
I have never seen one of them before in my life. It was like a reverse banana kick.
Wakefield players were always waiting because they didn't think it was going to go 10, and Tessie New committed and got there.
Line. Red line, lads, come up. 2 mitigations there, Mike. Twice a penalty only.
And on the back of that and the ensuing penalty, Leigh again have a set to build inside their opponent's half, leading as they do at the moment by 12 points to 6. Offahengawe urging his big body forward, but met with the might of 3. Liu, now Lam. Armstrong's involved. New. Again, finds himself outnumbered. So only one conclusion to that. See that Davis is on the field now as well. Edwin Ipape has gone off, so Davis taking over that dummy half role. Finds himself in the general's position again now. Scooping it out to McNamara. Trout wide. It's the value of having Offahengawe in their side. They can still keep Trout out there, but playing a little wider. McNamara. Lamb now. Oh, there's a slippage in the Wakefield defence, which has given Leigh the extra numbers, but Jowett's tackle was absolutely sensational. He has saved a certain try. What an effort that was.
We said, didn't we, in the modern game, you've got to be good both sides of the ball. Look at the effort. He's at full pace. No change or adjustment of speed, just hits and keeps those legs pumping, carrying him over the sideline, Darnell McIntosh.
He came from a long way there, didn't he, Jack? He sensed the danger. He knew the danger was on the periphery. But when the ball was thrown back in play, it was a Wakefield man who touched it last when it went out. So as a result of that, Leigh will get the tap or the play the ball here, and 6 tackles to have a go. So they still have an opportunity to lead. It's a bit more courage in defence here from Wakefield. Davis from the feet of Hughes. And offside, I think, against Wakefield.
There's a bit of chattering going on to the referee, Jack Smith. It's the reason he's bringing the captain out. Wakefield players in particular objecting.
I can't work with you as hard as I can in the ruck and 10 metres. We've gone from 10 metres early with them being challenging the ruck. Jack Croft goes back into that ruck when he doesn't need to. Yeah. I've already spoke to you on the 10 in the same set, mate. Come on, we need to clean it up. It is the same both ways. Come on, let's clean it up.
There you go. You heard the message. Clean it up, penalty. And while that was going on, that chat, the message from the sidelines, from the Leigh coaching bench. Darryl Powell frustrated, but the Leigh coaching bench is go for 2 here.
They're very vulnerable, Wakefield, when the ruck speed starts to get a bit too quick for them. They start giving penalties away, they make mistakes, make errors. There's a fatigue factor element to it as well. But Ben McNamara and Leigh Leopards will slot the 2, or hope to slot the 2, and make that a 14-6 scoreline.
4th attempt of the day would be 75% success if he puts it over here. Ben McNamara. 3 years at Hull, never really made the breakthrough there, did he? And arrived at Leigh, not necessarily his first choice half this season, but problems with O'Brien has given him his chance. Injury problems for O'Brien has given a chance for McNamara to make his mark, and boy, has he taken that opportunity in the last few weeks. Here he comes, looking for goal number 3, and he hits that over well enough, and it's a 2-score lead that Leigh now have at 14 points to 6.
They're a funny side, Leigh, when you watch them. At times they look like they're struggling with the pace of the game, but you never feel like they're in danger mentally. You never feel like they're worried about losing or being behind. I suppose that's the experience and the confidence that Adrian Lamb instills in his team. It's a good side that can play ignoring the scoreboard.
Matthew Kozza is the latest to come on the field. Oh, the kick bounces, and it's going to be a dropout from underneath the sticks because the ball bounced on the kick-off. Leigh were a little untidy with that.
That's a better kick-off. I wonder whether that's what he was trying to try with his first one, Max Jowett. Gets it all wrong, Keenan Brand.
Little apology offered by him. Are we going to see another short dropout here? It's worked once. The P shooter.
P-roller.
P-roller.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You're all onside.
A little bit. Oh, and very... Hang on. Well, it hit a Leigh player and went backwards, and New was quite clearly inside the 10. But the referee saying that the Leigh player it hit had gone beyond the 10-metre line. So that's 2 in a row they've got from those short dropouts.
Jeff Pitts ends up colliding with Darnell McIntosh. Well, we talked about when Wakefield did it, whether it was wise. Leigh have done it twice and come away with the ball both times.
So it quite clearly is right, Barry.
Yeah. Well, when it works, it is.
Off Hengawi. Lovely offload as well. And he's that's his last action. He's going off the field for an interchange. Off Hengawi. Alec Tuatabaki coming on in his stead. Here's Davis. Travelling well. Out of dummy half. Lamb steps away from a couple of defenders coming his way. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. And it is going to be finished here by Darnell McIntosh. But Lachlan Lamb's involvement there was pure class. Defender tried to close him down, a step away to make sure that didn't happen, and threading himself through a bewildered defence after that before laying it on a plate for Darnell McIntosh.
It's Mason Leno who jumps out of the defensive line trying to shut it down. He's a little bit jumpy, Mason Leno. A wonderful player with the ball. Here's that short kick-off from Ben McNamara. They come up with it. And the old adage is play it to the referee's whistle. Leigh did that. Mason Leno tries to get his opposite. Lachlan Lamb comes up with nothing and puts it on a plate for Darnell McIntosh. You talked about Josh Charnley being the 18th man. Well, Josh Charnley can't get in the side because of Keenan Brand, and you would look at Darnell McIntosh's performance in the first 33 minutes. He's going to have to cool his heels and wait his chance and opportunity.
Happy Father's Day Part 2. Young Lamb delivering for old Lamb. There is Josh Charnley in the stands, 18th man today, still tantalisingly close. 11 tries behind Ryan Hall at the moment in that race to the summit of the all-time Super League top try scorers. At the moment, you put money on Ryan Hall being there because he's at the end of his career, because he's got another year to go as well, hasn't he?
Getting better.
And Josh just on the outers, you'd feel, at the Leigh. And 11 tries better for Ryan at the moment. So McNamara settles. Has a look at where he wants it to go. Strikes it. It looks well. No, it's gone wide. It's gone wide. So 18 points to 6 it remains.
It was a beautiful attacking play from Leigh. who rarely get this situation wrong. Jack Hughes giving some time to Lachlan Lamb because of the way that Wakefield panicked in goal line defence. If Mason Lino has players at the side of him, then they solve that, but he can't do it in isolation. And the Leigh fans who've made the journey are enjoying this afternoon so far. Short kick-off.
Short, but not... Oh, yeah, it's Wakefield who get it back. It was caught by Trout, but he's dropped it instantaneously. And Johnston was there to pick up the pieces and give Wakefield an immediate opportunity here to attack in their opponent's 30. He needs something. McMeekan dropping it off for Koza. News from the other game, by the way, Salford against St Helens. We're hearing that St Helens have taken the lead there, early lead, 6-0. I think most would expect that to be a big lead by the end of the 80 minutes. In the meantime, McMeekan, penalty.
First defence is a hand on ball. Plays them broke down.
A bit too much wrestle there from Wakefield. Eventually, the experience of Mike McMeekan.
There's got to be a tap and go. 2 points of no great value for them at this stage. They need the 6. So Koza setting a platform of sorts. Hood goes left. Here comes Fatili. Hood again. 4 plays to go. Wakefield pressing the attack button. It's a step back inside from Jowett, who now gets it away. Footwork from Corey Hall. Flicked pass back to Matty Russell, but very little he could do in that situation. Hall again. Lino. Koza and Fatili. 2 left, 2 plays left. Lino up to the line, pops one over the top. Matty Russell with a little chip and a chase. He's kicked the ball free. He's kicked the ball free. And I think this is going to be a knock-on. Oh, it's a penalty for offside. Penalty for offside.
When he kicks that ball with no space to work, Matty Russell, you question his decision, but it ends up being a good result for the home team.
Koza with a carry. Hood looking to deliver again. Wakefield's crowd lifting the ante as well as they sense there's opportunities here.
Watch Liam Hood for going.
Another set. Hood scooping it left. Lino, Truman, angles being run here, and the finish provided by Ollie Pratt. Leigh's defence stretched beyond breaking point. Wakefield's runners coming at them from all angles, and ultimately it was Pratt who took the catch and scored the try.
A great reply over on the left side. Ollie Pratt gaining a growing reputation in Super League. 5 tries so far in 2025 for the young man. Runs a beautiful line. Here's the offside. Matty Russell kicks the ball. Tessie Newey can't keep hold of it, and because Lachlan Lamb picks it up, that means Wakefield get a penalty. Players skillfully handling the ball so close to the line, he gives a nod to his opposition. Looks like a good battle over on that far side. Yamila Hanley and Ollie Pratt. Darryl Powell coming down to have a word with his players on the sideline.
Darryl Powell has spoken this season earlier in the season about the expectations on Ollie Pratt. How good a player he's going to be as his season goes on, and we've seen on Sky Sports a few times this season how good he is, haven't we? Just wonder how much Wakefield being in the Championship last year really helped his development, because he got used to the first team environment in that less challenging situation.
And let's not undermine how much of an influence Michael Shenton on the coaching staff will have. An outstanding centre in his day for Cass and St Helens.
So here's Jowett with that kick, and it is a success, and it brings the scoreline back to within striking distance from Wakefield's perspective. There is Michael Shenton, the aforementioned. He was a good player, wasn't he? Served Darryl Powell very well at Castleford a few years back, and only 6 in it now.
Yeah, and it's a lovely line, and it will change the team talk from both coaches, I suspect. The point you make is a good one. When he's making mistakes, Ollie Pratt, and it doesn't result in a loss for his side, he'll be able to work on that, he'll be able to perfect that. You also see Luke Gale just to the right of Darryl Powell, another absolutely outstanding player.
Let's stay, boys.
Yeah, I think it was 34 appearances in the championship last year for Ollie Pratt. That's a good school of learning for him. Is there time for more before the half-time hooter sounds?
Surrender.
It'll have to come quickly.
Come on, Alex, stay.
Couple of plays left here, potentially. Fartilli. Wrestle down. So this is likely to be the last play of this adventurous first half. Jowett. There's Corey Hall. He's trying to get the arms free, but down he goes, and he ain't going to get up quick enough. The hooter sounds just before he can play the ball. And that will be that. Well, it has been a really interesting and eye-catching first half, that, hasn't it? We've been royally entertained.
They have to stop Leigh from getting over the ad line so easily.
So here we go, a story to be told, a tale to be unravelled in the next 40 minutes. Is this going to be another scalp for this newly promoted Wakefield side, or do Leigh settle in to a big win here today? To avenge themselves, of course, because they were beaten by Wakefield earlier in the season at the Leigh Sports Village. It's Wakefield to get early possession here. Chance to bring it clear if they can. Josh Griffin involved in the action early in the first half when he got that injury, but good safe carry on this occasion. Hood out of dummy half. It's taken on by Kozza, and a little clutch of the ball by Pitts, who was in danger of dropping it, but just managing to keep hold. So a fairly standard opening set here from both sides' point of view. Some muscular stuff as both try to set the platform. Kozza on the fifth, short of the halfway line. Back it goes to Lena, who just belts it downfield. Armstrong's underneath it. And a safe catch from him, and McIntosh, a willing carrier into the teeth of that Wakefield gale that's coming his way.
Really pleased with the first touch of the ball, Wakefield. Kozza's come on. He really moves the ball, mixes his game up well between his runs, his passes.
Clear the road, Josh.
Wakefield will just want to settle into the game now. Control, as I say, get up, stop those meters, stop that momentum.
Here's Brand. Wakefield just relieved to actually have the ball in their hands in the first half. It was, 6 minutes, and they conceded a try before that eventuality in the first half. Leigh edging their way back towards this halfway line. Davis stands and waits at dummy half, delivers to Hughes, who's ploughing a path down the middle. And again, good leg strength again, just taking him an extra 5-10 metres further downfield. And the last, it's McNamara who sticks it up in the air. Johnstone underneath, full concentration from him. And he needed to have that because he would have known he was being hounded by some of the big fellas. Trout got there first.
Owen Trout, where's the number 8? Obviously he can play as a middleman, but playing as a right-sided back rower in this game.
Done a lot that this season, hasn't he?
Yeah. Has he just been included in the England squad? I'm sure there's talk about it and getting some well-deserved recognition.
Yeah.
You're 10 now, mate.
Griffin.
I think he's 40-something consecutive games. I think it's 47, 48 consecutive games in the engine room.
Well, like you say, very much a middleman, but often Goey's arrival has seen him go a little wider and offer extra value, and that was a knock-on. The referee decides against young Pratt.
What are you appealing for, Ollie?
Ollie Pratt with 3 defenders around him. He gets up with his eyebrows firmly in the letter V. He's not happy about something, Ollie Pratt. But Leigh do a good job. I think he might well have been looking at the attention of Matt Davis, saying the ball was dislodged by him.
He's got a mental image of people at home trying to get their eyebrows in the letter V.
It's when you're severely frustrated.
Go on, admit it. You tried it at home, didn't you?
Jack, in.
Anyway, it is Leigh who get possession here. And looking for a positive start to this second half from this position. Armstrong, the fullback, running straight into Pitts, who was there, ready and waiting. And Corey Hall lending a hand with the defensive efforts as well. So Leigh slowed down a little bit. Holton now will take it on. Direct action taken by him. They're moving ever closer. Davis to dummy half. Ipape still cooling his heels on the bench at the moment. Hughes with another carry. Just working this Wakefield defence hard. And now Lamb down this right-hand side looking for something a little more tricksy. Hanley swallowed up in amongst defenders. Davis stands again. Swung back to McNamara. Puts it back to Lamb. Lamb's just wondering what to do. Offers it for Armstrong to have a little bit of a run, but Griffin says we're having none of that. Reaches Holden, puts him down. Last play, Davis. Here's McNamara, pressure coming from Hood, but still gets a very high kick away. Johnston underneath it and wins that aerial pursuit.
Nice take, and tackled in mid-air as well. Leigh pleading with the referee, but I don't think they've much to complain about.
Well, Milo Hanley had eyes on the ball, didn't he?
He did, but you cannot. It's such a lottery these days. When you go up, you sometimes wonder whether you should just stand and make the tackle when both feet of the winger are on the floor. There was a bit of confusion in that last attacking set from Leigh. Lachlan Lamb didn't have the options that he normally has.
There goes Pratt. Induces Trout into a slip before he is eventually tackled. It's taken on by Matty Russell, and Russell with a step and that distinctive running style of his. Hood, a dummy shown and a challenge offered by Cozza. Liam Hood again stands, waits to deliver. McMeekan swings it wide. Lino's involved. Defenders just edging forward. Lino hoping to trick his way through, but not there, not then. Hood again. McMeekan wants some part in this. Fatilli, not sure if that was intended, but it has come off as a decent offload. And now Wakefield hit the last and quickly moved to this left-hand side, and Jowett, was it played at? No, it wasn't. Still 5, the referee screaming at that. Truman chips it back on the inside, hoping for a lucky bounce, but Liu picks it up, and Liu's able to advance towards that 10-metre line.
It ends up being a scruffy end to the set, but Leigh will have to try and gain some momentum. It's just not quite got going yet, has it? 6 minutes on the clock.
Here's Davis.
Third, off the ball, Matthew! Stay the red line.
McIntosh will play. Lamb going for an early 40-20 attempt, but it's taken safely enough by Jowett at the back to bring it back. Crowd here of what, just over 7,000?
Yeah, they've done tremendously well, haven't they? Both sets of fans. Who doesn't love a Sunday afternoon in this weather watching rugby league?
A little earlier than normal, 2:30. They were very much a 3:30 Sunday afternoon club, weren't they? Wakefield and Cass. And there's an offload tried. 0. It's an offload that has actually paid off, and Johnstone on the 0 tackle can take it to the halfway line.
Holds his hands up there, Matty Russell. Crazy decision to offload the ball, gets away with it.
Cozza. Mathieu Cozza, the French international, former Catalan man, of course. Well, that looked a little forward as well, as Fatilli takes it in, but he's taken high, and that's the decision. It's a penalty. Wakefield fans baying for blood here.
I agree with you, Dave. I think it was a smidgen forward, and when the tackle is effected, is it Frankie Holton? No, it's not. Isaac Lou.
Frankie, keep coming. Matty.
So the tap restart, and Wakefield fans, it's building up a little bit of noise and atmosphere here, because again their side are pushing the edges of this Leeds defence. Hood, McMeekan reaches and just charges to a Tabaki underneath. Gets up, plays. Hood to Lino. Little double pump from him and a step from Jowett, but Leigh defenders recovering well and quickly. Hood again now. Lino pops it Intervention in terms of Truman. Did that get a touch off McNamara? Yes, it did. It's going to be a knock on. It's going to be another set of 6 in Wakefield's favour here.
Where do you want the scrum?
Wakefield end up with the ball. It was a pass behind.
Scrum down, head and feed.
To Jake Truman. You can see he's a little bit rusty there, as we said before the game. Only 1 in 11 weeks for Jake Truman, so just slightly off the mark.
Leigh bench concerned, maybe, because their side under pressure again here.
We haven't seen a little go from dummy half from Liam Hood for a while.
Here we go. Truman's running round the back of the scrum, and Lino picks it up and offers it back for Russell. Runs into a solid defensive effort. Hood, and now Koza, putting his back into it literally, pushing back, strong-leggedly. Hood now pops out to Lino, and Lino put a hand on that, knocked it down. Claims of a knock-on from Jack Hughes, and I think the referee eventually agrees with that.
Disappointed with that, Mason Lino. He wanted the ball, and it ends up just being a little bit too far in front of him. You can see he wants it. He stood still because he wants the space. Has to accelerate onto the ball, and it's too far in front of him. His reactions aren't quite good enough. Being in good form in 2025. And as we say, Daryl Powell has put him with a number of different options. We've had Jay Pitts there, we've had Max Jowett on occasion. Ollie Russell is a couple of weeks off being fit. And then there'll be 3 to choose from for Daryl Powell.
So Leigh looking to clear their lines here. Back in that position, holding on to this lead of 18 points to 12. 10 minutes of the second half played. There's Brand. I think Ipape's back on the field, isn't he? Yes, he is. But Davis maintaining the dummy half position for the time being. Here is Ipape. Isaac Liu is the man who's gone off, so Ipape to fill that role, you'd assume. Lamb, again, just putting a few questions in the minds of those Wakefield defenders. McNamara gets a kick that's just very high in the air, and it's allowed to bounce, and we know that anything can happen from here. And Jowett drops on it.
It's good kick pressure. He ends up catching and kicking that ball in the same action, Ben McNamara. Fatile, what's that, 51 minutes? He's just at the last bit, the back end of his stint on the field. Liam Hood has made way. Harvey Smith's on. You just feel like both teams are a bit tentative, aren't they? They're a bit pensive, ready for a big finish.
Yeah, it's very much a game of the balance, this, isn't it? It's really entertaining because of the competitive nature of what we're watching here. Both sides occupying that kind of middle ground of the Super League table.
He's got to get out of the way there, Owen Trout. He ends up standing with his hands up. He's got to make way and move out of the play of the ball. He ends up at the wrong place, and instead of standing still, he's got to get out of the way.
Mason Lino kicks the ball out of play about 10 yards further forward from where that penalty was originally given. Just followed the referee's lead there. Pratt with a tap. Truman back inside, and well, McMeekin clearly
very static,
wanted to get it away but couldn't. It's taken on again by Koza. I think McMeekin's a likely candidate for England international duties as well. Again, the end of the year. Truman in there. Lino now just trying to smuggle through, and Griffin acting as a foil. It would have been an obstruction, I think, if he had gone through Lino. Fatili with that big right foot step of his. 5 away, 2 plays to go. Here comes Smith to Truman. Truman with a dummy, 360 degrees. Smith suddenly would have had his eyes full of stars there as he saw what was potential, but all became dark when those bodies came rushing across and closed him down. Fatili back to Truman. This is the last play. Lino and Jowett pumps it wide. Russell with a kick. The chase is on as well, but it's great play by the fullback Armstrong. But it's a penalty as well for Leigh as well.
Just very well, Armstrong collects the ball, goes down to the floor, leans into the defenders. Matty Russell, on that occasion, when he puts the kick in, the chase is hard. Max Jowett cutting out the centre, giving the winger the option. Yeah, I think he old man them now. Then David Armstrong.
Tap and a go, still 6 points in it. Still in the balance as New uses all his might to gain as many inches as possible, and Ipape comes springing forward again. Davis.
That's a good carry. They were at the best lead in the first half when Rob Mulhern was on the field.
Just back again, and he's only just back, and he looks hurt, does Rob Mulhern. Stayed down on his haunches. McNamara. It's back with Lamb. Sticks it up there. Jowett's got to advance a little. Had a little crafty look at what was coming his way, and it was in the shape of Myla Hanley, but he's always likely to get there first and does so. So Wakefield go again. Johnstone. People have been questioning the pronunciation of his name, but he's made it clear that that's the way he wants to be called, the Johnstone, this year. Here's Hall. Harvey Smith, half-time in the other game today, and as expected, it's going the way we thought it would. Salford 0, St Helens 20. Smith, oh, that's a little bit of dazzle from the youngster. But they're on the last again, so Lino sticks it high. Armstrong looks solid underneath this. Hardly moved a foot. It's always a good sign of a full-back, isn't it, when he anticipates where the ball is coming.
Yeah, it's good positioning and it's good chase. Another one getting up limping. It looks like when Wakefield are carrying the ball forward, they're the one that are breaking, finding the fronts, making the ruck area a little bit scrappy. It's about to burst open, this game, Dave.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's about to burst open.
Both been testing each other's resolve to the maximum, haven't they? Plenty of tries in the first half. You suspect there's plenty more to come, and here's the man who's certainly not hurt Mulhern. Looked a little shaken earlier, but clearly not stirred too much. Given the enthusiasm of that run, it's Lamb who gets the kick away. Jarrett's underneath it. So
there's another one with great positioning in Max Jowett. You don't see him get that wrong too many times. Lachlan Lamb, end over end kick, going for field position and challenging Wakefield.
There's Russell. And we're locked into a lovely little arm wrestle here, aren't we? I think Ben McNamara's hurt his knee when he went down. He's back on his feet in back play. Meantime, Wakefield carry on. Smith out of dummy half. McMeekan will carry it now. Hits the line hard and spins. You could see the intent. But he can't get his arms free to keep that ball alive. Oh, and Pitts knocks it on as it comes his way. And maybe there is a little tipping of the balance, because they've been going set for set, but suddenly Leigh have an opportunity to start this next one on the halfway line.
Jay Pitts has turned round and had a go at Fartili. I don't know whether Fartili's caused the confusion with young Harvey Smith from the back of the play, the ball. He's still chuntering away to him.
I think there's a few instructions to be laid there from the coach putting on the headset. It's a big minute, this. It's a big set, this.
It's a very interesting hairstyle, that one, isn't it, Dave? I think you could grow that. It's one of the few you could grow.
There's New. You noticed how I ignored you there?
I know, but I reckon it'd suit you.
Davis. This is Holton. 2 plays gone, and you can feel this kind of the settling of anticipation around the ground. Everybody's quite nervy at the moment as to where the break comes from. Ipape. fires it in. McNamara and Hughes. This is Lamb now. No look pass for Holton to have a gallop forward. 2 plays to go. Wakefield are backing up here. Leigh are pushing them closer. Just a very straightforward effort from Mulhern again. Well, they've got options right and left here. 10 metres out. Ipape skips it out inevitably to Lamb on that left-hand side, and Armstrong's running into the action as well. Desperately, he keeps it away. The ball's gone to ground, and Wakefield will have it back. They survive the pressure.
Whenever a game is in this phase and you're wondering where and how the deadlock is going to be broken, you've got 2 questions you're asking yourself. Is it going to be from a mistake or a lapse of concentration, or is it going to be from a moment of brilliance? It will come. It will come, Dave. I'm hoping it's from a piece of brilliance.
The 30 points of the match so far, all scored in the first half. The 20 minutes of this half have yet to yield a point, but Wakefield will find a better position to work from now on the back of this penalty.
You want to challenge it?
Yeah, there might be a challenge coming here.
Yeah. Lachlan Lamb's nodding his head.
Yeah.
He does want to challenge this, but the ball steal, so let's hear. I think it's the first time this afternoon, isn't it? Let's hear from the video referee, Liam Moore.
Okay. Yes. Captain's challenge, mate, from Leigh. They're challenging the on-field ruling of a penalty. What's the ruling? Say I'm trying to look at the ball, and then they just sort of like speech after this. Like, just let the video ref talk through, mate.
Okay, as a captain's challenge, Leigh challenging the on-field decision of ball steal, so we can see he's in possession of the ball at this point. He's got a grip of the ball. You can see Jack Hughes' arm is all over the ball at that point. You can see he pulls the ball away there. There's a clear flick of the wrist which forces the ball out. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Cheers, mate. Where's the back of the field? It's a ball steal, Jack. It's unsuccessful. You stole the ball.
Unsuccessful challenge. Penalty stands.
Fairly conclusive, wasn't it, when you watched it from that angle?
Leigh lose their challenge.
Could that be the difference? As we're learning, players are well advised to keep those cards in your back pocket until you need them when the game's in the balance. Not for something just because you don't like the referee's decision.
Well, I mean, equally the opposite. I was going to say, we've seen a couple. Catalan did one the other night and Huddersfield did one yesterday that were completely frivolous. It was completely a case of let's waste a bit of time with the captain's challenge. So I think it's still an area that needs to be properly marshalled. Anyway, Wakefield 10 metres inside their opponent's half. And a chance here to build even further. Smith at dummy half. Here's Truman, and now Fatili, who's bouncing off a couple of defenders. Doing ever so well, still wrestling there, still making a big problem for those Leigh defenders. It comes out to Truman. Truman thought about the inside ball, decided in the end to take it himself, and they have a penalty here.
They're offside.
They're talking about 2. Mike McMeekin on the field is just asking the question of the coaching bench. Do we go for 2?
I think that's a wise decision.
Yeah. Well, it means that they will still be behind on the scoreboard, but it puts themselves in striking distance of taking the lead here with plenty of time to go in the game.
Yeah, I don't mind that, mate. It brings it to a 6-point ball game. Obviously, it nudges the scoreboard in their favour. I think as well it gives Wakefield a chance just to get some air in the lungs. They were all offside. I think there were 3 or 4. The referee was calling them back at the play of the ball. And you wouldn't bet against Fatili being the one that breaks the deadlock, would you? He keeps breaking tackles. Hasn't he been a find?
He scored that wonder try, didn't he, at Magic Weekend against Cass.
Listen, I watched him Boxing Day. He looked like he played for a pub team. He looked well out of condition, but Darryl Powell and his coaching staff look like they've unearthed a real gem.
I do hope he gets named as player of the match now, because it'd be great to put that to him in the after-match interview. Bear in mind, Barry McDermott is choosing player of the match, so that becomes less likely now, doesn't it? This is Jowett, who puts it over. 3 out of 3 for him today. 14 points to 18. We very much have a game on our hands.
We keep talking about that arm wrestle, don't we? It's intriguing to watch. Leigh at this level have a vast amount of experience just sticking in the grind, just making sure you're within a score when it comes to the back end of the game. But Wakefield hold no fear playing against anybody.
Make sure we stay behind.
So McNamara settling the ball on the tee. What have you seen, Barry? Nothing, sorry.
I think I got my maths wrong.
All right.
Which is nothing new, by the way.
When you said 6-point ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4-point ball
That's
game.
what I meant.
Yeah. 6 points for them to take the lead. That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Here's Johnston. We'll talk about breaking games open. He's got the capability of that, and he's carried his side a good 30 metres already, and Griffin will carry on that habit. Smith. Here's Pitts.
Bit more vigour in Wakefield now. You can feel the crowd getting behind them as well.
3 plays gone and halfway line reach. That's not a bad return set after scoring that penalty, is it? They're going to find themselves very deep inside their opponent's half. Truman dummies one way, then throws it out, and Jowett with a step back on the inside. What a wonderful pass that is, and Johnston on this left-hand side is put down only 5 metres away. Pratt throws it inside. Truman puts the kick up. It's a challenging one as well. The hands are up there, and Corey Hall will touch it down. And the suspicion is that it was a Leigh hand that knocked it his way. We're going for the video referee, of course we are. What's he saying on the field? Try on the field. On the back of a fantastic set of 6. Have Wakefield come up with a super try. Let's hear from Liam Moore again.
Okay, the on-field decision is a try. First of all, we're checking onside, offside. You can see the ball's on foot and chase that onside to the right, so I'm happy to play on from this point. So we're looking at the contest now, so eyes on the ball. That comes off the Leigh man's hands, so we're playing on from this point. He picks the ball up, clean, and the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
Absolutely, no doubts. And I tell you what, the wisdom of kicking the 2 a few moments ago has suddenly proven to be just that, because this will bring it level with a kick to come more or less in front of the sticks from Jowett, and Wakefield have turned this around. But what a sensational set of 6 that was, Barry McDermott.
It was a great set of 6. It was a pinpoint accurate kick, and the chase, well, the competition in the air. Corey Hall is such an underrated player, you know, beautiful balance with the ball, competent defender, but has an instinct and an awareness to be where the ball is, and that locks the game up. Potential to be 2 points in front, and you just felt it, didn't you? The crowd felt it. They got behind the players. A good captain's knock from Mike McMeekin, and the experience to set. Let's just take the 2.
Yeah, ultimately the decision would have come for the bench, but he was the one who prompted it, wasn't he? He stood there straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Give the 2 point sign.
Joe Ofahenkoe has just come back on the field. Jack Hughes has gone off, by the way. This is Jowett, and over it goes. And for the first time today, Wakefield, the home side, have the lead at 20 points to 18 at a crucial moment in the game.
I think it all comes down to the play of the ball and the ruck speed. It's completely gone the other way. In the first half, it was Leigh Leopards who were controlling the speed of the play of the ball. Wakefield have gradually eased the way back into the game. Great kick, great chase, great try.
So now Leigh are looking for their response. Wakefield lifted. Real arm wrestle tussle of the second half, 20-odd minutes before that first try. Barry predicted it. There was a break coming, a burst of the seams on its way. And so it's proven to be the case. Can Leigh respond in time? They need the ball back. They've not had it for a few sets now, have they? Conceding the penalty that led to the 2, and then conceding the try straight off the restart 6 tackles later. Wakefield dominant.
We're in for a fantastic final phase in this game. When Leigh were at the best, they had the starting front row on the field, and Adrian Lam has just introduced, so they backed it off, and Gower, Papi and Mulhern in the middle.
Smith, a dummy half. Pops it out to that right-hand side. Lino sticks the ball high in the air. The chase is on again. Armstrong's underneath it. There's not too many in his eyesight when it comes down, so that makes the catch a much simpler affair. But it's only 5 metres or so gain before he's smothered by those oncoming defenders. McIntosh to his feet. Ipape had a dummy half, swinging out to McNamara. Here comes Hanley holding off 2 or 3 defenders, but Pratt refused to give in. He got a grab and an ankle, which made a job a little simpler for Johnston to complete. Brand goes running out of dummy half. Batilli first to get hold of him. Ipape. Swung back by Offahengawi and Lam and Armstrong, and this is sweet movement here, all the way across to McIntosh. Can't see a way forward, so cuts back, and Leigh playing with a little bit of fluidity here, and no shortage of grunt going forward as well, as Mulhern hits it hard. Ipape, last play. Lam. Underneath it is Jowett, and Offahengawi just waited, timed it to perfection, didn't he?
It just goes to prove you just need one in your set of 6, don't you? Leigh got it when they shifted the ball from right to left. Darnell McIntosh goes back inside, and they end up with a pressure-applying kick in a fairly comfortable position defensively.
Pratt.
Yeah. 4.
Smith getting up there. This is McMeekan. Heavy carry by him. The experienced now, Mike McMeekan. Last of the set as Lino sticks it up there. Again, Armstrong just wanders only a yard or 2. In anticipation, he was already there.
I think a tactical change by Daryl Powell there. He's put Jack Croft back on. Fatili right at the back end of his stint. He's probably banking on Croft having a bit more energy, being able to defend and be more reliable and consistent defensively.
I think he'll be keeping an eye on McMeekan as well, who looks to be carrying a bit of an injury there. His shoulder doesn't seem to be hanging as well as it should be. Whether he's got a bang on the arm, I'm not sure. But he's staying out there for the time being. Trout, right centre's position. Oh, switching it away, and there was not a lot that Keenan Brown could do that, and it's a mistake and a slip. Puts Wakefield back in the ascendancy again.
He's had some good moments in the game, but Owen Trout, couple in defence, couple in attack. There's McMeekan, yeah, just breathing it in. He's tried to get that ball away to the winger. He breaks a tackle, thinks he can get an offload, but let's be honest, it's one-on-one. Keenan Brown and Tom Johnston. Would have been wise to keep hold of that ball, keep possession. Wakefield, in what players and coaches term as good ball as they play now.
Well, McMeekan's soldiering on here. I think he might be taking this next carry. Oh no, he's not. He's just laid it off for Pitts to have a go.
He won't want to go off.
Smith. This will be a McMeekan carry. Still with all the same energy and enthusiasm that you would expect. Shrugging off defenders, Smith back inside for Lino. Dummies to Pitts and throws it to Truman. And here comes Griffin. But well met by Trout. Jowett. 10 out, 2 plays to go. Truman. Pitts steadying the ship. Just putting it central. So now they can work it left to right. They go left to Truman. Truman pops it back to Jowett, who throws it wide, but Johnstone not given much chance there because Keenan Brown had his eye on the job and made that defensive hit a good one.
As soon as that ball from Jowett is passed to the winger, the sideline is the friend of Keenan Brand. Does everything correct. Truman to Max Jowett. Probably the short pass was on He chooses the long one, and it's a simple task for Keenan Brand to nudge him over the sideline as he carries the ball forward.
This is Brand. Rounded up and pointed back to where he came. Ipape. We're going to get back towards the middle again, and offer Hengawi to Lamb, and Lamb now to Armstrong, who's joining in the fun from full-back, and just for a moment offered that threat that we know he has, but Corey Hall tidying things up. There's a lovely flick pass away to Ipape, who bobs it over the top, and New will carry it on, but he's thrown it away. Jay Pitts. Well, he'll tell you he knew that was going to happen. He read the game, and that's why he was lingering back there.
He's in the wrong place at the right time, Dave.
And here comes Corey Hall.
Beautiful hands from Leigh in the build-up to that, and just a loose, careless offload from Tessie New.
Sometimes fatigue can be a friend. Smith. But here come Wakefield again. Not necessarily by their own designs, but they will not turn down this opportunity. Smith. Truman. Lino taking on the line, and what's the referee saying here? An obstructive run, I think, so a penalty for Leigh.
I don't know whether it's Owen Trout who ends up on the floor. Is it Josh Griffin? No, I don't know whether it's Vagana. Irrespective, a let-off for Leigh.
Leopards back on the field, by the way. The man he's replaced is Mac Meakin, so presumably that injury has taken its toll, whatever it was.
He's played 72 minutes. Big shift.
Yeah, that might be another reason for him going off.
Yeah.
Move together, Jay! Leave him stay with us.
Ipape. Now it's with Lachlan Lamb. Offers it inside again. It ain't done yet, folks. This is a game that's going right to the end, as we kind of got that flavour right at the start of the match. This was a match that was going to swing this way and that, and there could be another swing, another twist to come here. Leigh will certainly be hoping that's the case. Finding themselves behind at the moment. Liu rolling in, but rolling no further. Ipape. Off for Hengawi, switching it back to Lamb again. They're coming with threat and numbers once more, but Holton's chopped down in full flight. Want to go, Ipape back towards the middle, and here's McNamara with another inside ball, and off for Hengawi with a reach, and I think he's got there, you know. I think he's got there. They're celebrating the try, but we've got a double check here. Jack Smith's going to the video referee, but is this Leigh's moment? Let's hear again from Liam Moore.
Okay, the lab decides the try, so we're looking at the grounding. We can see in possession at this point, still in possession of the ball. We can see the ball is grounded and his hand always remains on the ball. I've made my decision.
Well, the referee was in absolute prime position there, wasn't he? And the video referee from the screen confirming that that is a try that swings the game again. There goes the decision. Confirmation of the score. Joe Offahengawi poaching close to the line. And Leigh lead 22-20 now.
Well, that's a typical Leigh try. Players flooding forward, offering themselves as an option. He's been a great buy, hasn't he, mid-season? Offahengawi makes good meters, makes meters after contact. Jumping out at 9, Edwin Ipape, and again another gorgeous ball inside from McNamara. Unselfishly hands it on. Celebrations from the put. There's still a bit of distance, still a bit of time on the clock. He's certainly not counting the points yet.
Well, both sides have stayed in this competition so very well, haven't they? There's going to be a loser. It's the nature of the game, but my goodness, they've entertained us today.
I thought we were in for a points fest after the first 10 or 15 minutes. I thought they're going to be scoring at will here. But the game of touch and pass broke into an arm wrestle in the middle bit.
Well, Matthew Kozza, by the way, we're getting news, has gone off for an HIA as a result of that. No, it's Liam Hood. It's Liam Hood. Matthew Kozza's just come on. Liam Hood has gone off for a head injury assessment. Well, we've had that little bit of a delay here before this kick is taken. McNamara does put it over now. And 20 points to 24 is how it reads with 5 minutes left to play. It ain't over yet. There could still be a twist here. But my goodness, Leigh are happy to be where they are at the moment.
Leigh are at the best when they've got Edwin Apape jumping out from 9. Lachlan Lamb, Ben McNamara with options around. Short kick-off.
They've gone short, they need the ball. Leigh desperately want it back, and they will get it back. Bouncing backwards. And dropped on by Armstrong at the end of that. And he's in no rush here because he knows the clock is a friend of the Leopards at the moment.
Move, Jack, find number 10.
Pape, hands on hips, just has a little look around. Taken in by Mulhern again. Still big effort from him at the back end of the game. Pape again. He's the potential hero of the afternoon. Tony McDermott has to choose the player of the match as well, which I'm sure he's putting his mind to right now. Here's Holton. Pape. Lamb with a kick, and that's good game management, isn't it? Just running the clock down a little here. Wakefield get it back with a restart, but Wakefield Leigh can organise themselves in defence here at the right end of the field from their perspective.
Yeah, Wakefield need a little bit of urgency, don't they? You can see players rushing towards where they're supposed to be, and Mike McMeekin is coming back on now, Dave. That was a short break.
Yeah, not an injury, just a fatigue factor potentially. Well, they've done it once in this game, in this half. Gone from north to south in a set of 6. And Wakefield desperately need to do that again, but they're struggling for yards at the moment.
It's 2 sets of 6, that's what it is. 2 sets of 6 for them.
Smith out and dashes. Here is McMeekin to Lino. A reach by Hall. Hall with the footwork. Back to Lino. Took a touch of a Leigh player, so another set of 6 to go here from Wakefield's point of view. Pitts on the 0 tackle, so they start a set 10 metres short of the halfway line. They'll hope to quickly put themselves in their opponent's territory. Leigh desperate to hang on here. Desperate to hang on for this hard-fought win. McMeekin again. Gets it away. Keeping it alive. Kozza. Putting that big body in the way of things. Smith. Pitts. And now Lino. Just shuffling it away again, but there's no way through for Croft. How many plays left? They've still got a couple of tackles in the bag, haven't they, here? So there's still a potential. Pitts pops it back for Truman. Truman now for Jowett. Jowett puts the accelerator on, and he's not over there. He's not over because Leigh's defence is immense. On their own line. Well, the accelerator was suddenly pressed, and for all money it looked like a try. But what a recovery.
Well, it's the carbon copy of the try he scored in the first half. Desperate attempts there from Leigh.
It's held up, they've still got tackles to go here. Pitts, Lino, they're going to go and stretch the line if they can. Croft put down. Tessie New coming in. This is the last play, this could be the game here. The ball skips on the ground. It's back with Truman. Truman with a kick. Keenan Brown's isolated over there. Johnston gets up and catches it. It's thrown back by Griffin, but the forward pass from Johnston will put an end to it. Leigh will get the ball back. They look like they're celebrating a victory already, but there might still be a chance of Wakefield getting the ball here.
Well, he catches it and passes it forward, Tom Johnston. You can see players outside him, drifts forward to Griffin. Well, I've enjoyed this match, Dave, but I'm struggling for a man of the match. There's been great performances all over the field, and it's been terrific from both sides. He's been good on the losing side, Max Jowett. That's the margins at this level. Desperate defence from Leigh on the goal line.
Well, Hanley, the slowest played of all. They don't mind the yards here, Leigh. They're just counting the seconds. 53 to go. 45 seconds remaining, so Leigh know there's still a danger of their opponents getting the ball back here. Pick up and carry out again by Mulhern. Last play. So with 30 seconds left, it's going to be much less than that by the time Mulhern gets up and plays it. The kick will come from Lamb, so there is still an opportunity here for Wakefield for a miraculous finish potentially. Jowett will collect, looking to see where there might be just a glimpse of an opening. But Tessinu, right at his face, puts him down. This is the last play. Across they come. Truman puts the kick on. The chase is on by Pratt, but Keenan Brown will catch it, runs it out of play, tosses the ball into those now delirious Leigh fans. That is a big win for the Leigh Leopards, closing in on the top four on the back of that victory, denying Wakefield an opportunity to climb into the top six. But Leigh have done it again. My goodness, have they done it again. Resurrecting the rights of having lost at home to this side earlier in the season. They've travelled here, and they've travelled well, and that will go down as an impressive victory.